Hey everyone, it's me Matthew, and welcome back to the Whatta podcast. If my voice sounds weird to you, it's because I'm sick. I have just pounded back some medicine and popped a Ricola into my mouth, and I let that dissolve, and now I'm here recording. So, firstly, I must start off with what is it? What is it? Additional information to an older story. Because people are still harking on the Baldwin family over the tragedy on the Rust set, and like, hey, guys, can you calm down? Because it's a little messed up what you guys are trying to do out there, you know? Because this was a Daily Mail article back on, when did I screenshot this? That's right, I screenshotted this. Oh, it's not going to tell me? How lame. Okay, November 1st. So literally the day after Halloween, because it was about Halloween. Because Alec Baldwin and his wife and all of their quite small children celebrated Halloween, right? And his wife posted a photo about it, and all of the comments are just filled, just absolutely over the top, filled with people just trying to shit on them for having the audacity to try and continue a normal life and not just wallowing in their grief over the incident that occurred in taking Helena Hutchinson's life, the director of photography who died on the Rust set. And I was like, hey, guys, you can't do that. It's one thing to be upset, and it's one thing if they went and said something insensitive, but to come at them because they're trying to have a semblance of a life for their small children, because these children are small. 2 of those children are babies. Like, these are small kids because they're trying to give their kids something to enjoy, but because someone else's kid can't do that because of an accident that occurred, calm down. Calm down, because, oh my God, that's terrible, dude. That's a terrible thing to do. To try to guilt a family? Stop. Get some help, as Michael Jordan would say. It was that, and then also like they came at one of his older children, because he's got like adult kids too, because Alec Baldwin is old. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. Alec Baldwin is old because she did a costume that had fake blood. That was it. That is the whole reason everyone was so pissed off at her, is because the costume had fake blood. Hey guys, maybe if everyone wasn't harping her, a human being who had no connection to the incident that was going on and is only connected to it because of the fact that it's her dad, didn't have to stay inside to hide from paparazzi. I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. Like, hey, dude, I hate famous people. Most of them. There are some that I'm like, okay, you're kind of okay, but if you do something stupid, I'm gonna hate you. But they're also people, and you can't just immediately shit on them for just existing. Hey, dude, you gonna tax me to breathe next? Oh, I guess I'll just hold my breath. And I'm sure someone out there is like, do it, hold your breath, see how long you can go. And I'm like, no, I'm not actually gonna do that. Shut up. Yeah, no, it irks me, right? I'm just like, guys, you gotta know where the line is, right? You have to know where the line is, okay? Someone giving their small children a Halloween so that they can still feel like kids, and you wanting them to do nothing but just wallow and suffer, and then saying mean things online? How do you think you're better? You're not. You're not better. It's moments like that really remind me why I've been doing this now for 2 months? What? That's incorrect. That can't be right. 8 weeks? It's roughly 2 months. Yeah, this is episode 8. That's crazy, guys. That is crazy. Also, I just kind of don't like Daily Mail, too. That's what we're going to talk about next. I don't like how Daily Mail writes their articles. Everything is clickbait. And then the way they write about things is rude. Like the other thing I screenshotted here, Jessica Simpson posted a photo. She was talking about like her battle with getting sober, and an image from like back when she decided, okay, I need to be sober. And they wrote, Jessica Simpson reflected on her journey to sobriety by sharing a picture of herself looking bloated and unnerved with her social media fans. Hey guys, have you ever had something written about you? Would you want the opening line to call this image where you talk about how you were and felt when you decided to get sober as looking bloated and unnerved? Hey everyone, you remember Chadwick Boseman? May he rest in peace, the wonderful dude that he was. Do you remember when all the news articles were shaming him and calling him shit for getting thin? Only to then find out because he was silently battling a cancer and then succumbed to it? Whoa. Wow. It's almost like these are people. And when you say rude shit like that, it does nothing but piss others off. Anyways, I'm going to get off my high horse. This episode's going to be short, by the way. My throat cannot do it. But now I'm going to get into the funny stuff. Because I wanted to open with that. Wanted to get that out of the way. And then I wanted to get on over to some of the funnier things. Or just the goofier things. Some of them aren't funny, but some of them are goofy. Like this article that I saw where this man was upset. I didn't even get to read when this was written. I don't know if this is old. I don't know if it's new. This man went into a Pizza Hut and he's pissed off about their ketchup being inappropriate. Because I don't know if you've been into a Pizza Hut, because who has, especially not to sit down. But this guy did. He went in and he read the ketchup, which says shake, squeeze, and squirt. And in his own words, he says that he likened the label to an app for swingers. Hey man, have you used ketchup before? Have you used ketchup that didn't come out of a glass bottle, right? Because we all know the glass bottle ketchups, you can either wait 10,000 years to pour it or you smack it on the bottom to get ketchup out. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too inappropriate for you, Mr. Shan? Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Would you prefer I gently pour my ketchup? But if you've used any bottle that isn't the glass bottle, you know that it separates, so you've got to shake it, and then you squeeze it, and then it makes a squirt noise. It comes out in like a squirt. It's not inappropriate. That's what it does. Unless you're going to go and invent a new bottle, like if I'm going to catch you in a laboratory, like, I'm going to make the bottle that doesn't require shake, squeeze, nor squirt. I'm going to do it. Cool. I'd like to see it. Bring it to life. If you're not, shut up. Shut up. He went on to say, right, it's not innocent in my eyes. The barbecue sauce one said squeeze, but the ketchup one said that. It put me off using it. It literally sounds like an app for swingers. Hey, dude. Because barbecue sauce doesn't separate. You don't need to shake the barbecue sauce one. Okay? Because it doesn't. The barbecue sauce does not separate. Even though one of its ingredients is ketchup. In case you didn't know, sorry to hurt you. Barbecue sauce is made partly from ketchup. But that's why. Barbecue sauce bottles don't need to tell you to shake, squeeze, and squirt. Because that's not what they do. Okay? That is what ketchup does. That is what all ketchup bottles do. I hope Pizza Hut hears me and doesn't rebrand. Okay? Don't rebrand your ketchup, Pizza Hut. Keep it just like that. In fact, you should double down and make it worse, specifically only at Pizza Huts in the area around Mr. Shan. Alright? Only for him, because apparently the ketchup offends him so much. It offends him oh so much. Okay. Oh my gosh. Dude, it's so goofy. Like what? Ketchup? That's what hurt you? Is that what you heard? That's what's hurting you today, apparently. In your local Pizza Hut. Who eats inside the Pizza Hut? Type it down in the comments. Go ahead. Tell me if you do. If you're out there consuming your pizza inside the Pizza Hut, I want to know why. I want to know why you couldn't go get it and take it home. You know? Of all the places, of all the pizza places, I should say, that's not the one I want to sit down and eat in, you know? It's not. If someone was like, hey, do you want to go get some pizza? I'd be like, yeah, and we can bring it back here. We can bring it back here to the space we're currently in. We'll bring it back here. I'm not going to, no. You take me to a Flippers, maybe I'll sit down. Maybe I'll sit down. But you take me to like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut or a Papa John's, that pizza's coming home. I don't care that they have seats. I'm not going to sit in the Papa John's or the Domino's to eat my pizza. And I'm definitely not sitting in Pizza Hut, dude. Have you been inside a Pizza Hut? I'll tell you the last proper time I remember sitting down and eating inside of a Pizza Hut. I was a child. I was a literal child, everyone. I was playing on a pinball machine that if you won, you got gum. And if you lost, you got bouncy balls. Which doesn't make any sense. You would think if you win, you get the bouncy ball. But whatever. I guess it was so that they didn't have to give out so many gumballs. And playing on this machine, I lost, but I was a child, so I didn't understand. So when the bouncy ball rolled out, I was like, oh, gum, and I put it in my mouth. And when I tell you, dude, there's no funnier sight than a child putting a ball in his mouth, realizing it's not a food item, spitting it out, and then watching it bounce in the restaurant. That's how I learned it was a bouncy ball. Like I was a street magician doing a trick. Like, watch me put this gum in my mouth. What's that? It's a bouncy ball. Like, no, that would be wild. Actually, that would be kind of funny. I won't lie. If I was Mr. Shan, apparently, sitting down in my godforsaken Pizza Hut, and I watched a small child put what he thinks is a gumball in his mouth, and then just bleh, and it just bounces through the restaurant. Fuck, that'd be so funny. Oh my god, it would be so funny. And you're all imagining it. You're imagining this small child who, I don't know, I don't think I was one of those little bastards who would just run through restaurants and you would pray for the moment they run into a table. I don't do that because I haven't seen it. I always hear about it. I always hear about like, oh yeah, there was some kid running through the restaurant causing like a ruckus and like he upset everyone and then he like ran into a table. I always hear these stories, but I've never been a witness to them. I've never seen the child that's decided, I am speed, you know? Whichever version of that you want to take, whether it's Cars, the snail from Turbo, the Flash, or the not Marvel Cinematic Universe Quicksilver. Man, I really brought up Turbo, huh? The less we... You know what? That's a good transition. Not into Turbo, but to whatever is happening in just the meme community currently, which only has its eyes set on two things right now. Skinwalkers or Wendigos. No, never mind. Two different things. It's Skinwalkers. And an immortal snail? I don't understand. I don't get it. Apparently, from what I've just seen and partially pieced together, you're immortal. Like, the snail one has a story. Okay, I'm going to do that one first. You are granted immortality, but there is a snail chasing you for the rest of your life, and it is also immortal, and if it touches you, you die. That's it. That's the whole thing. Why? Why do I keep seeing images about this everywhere? Literally everywhere. There's too many. My God, there's too many. Who cares? I'm sorry. What poor sucker is out there getting immortality but being chased by a snail for the rest of his life? An immortal snail. How does that even work? Why don't you just put it in a jar? Does it have to touch your physical skin? What if it makes contact with my shoelace? Does that kill me? Is that how this works? Why? Why is this something that someone said, hey, I want to put some thought into this? What if you were granted immortality, but there's a snail who's also immortal, and he's chasing you down, and if he touches you, you die? Does that sound stupid to you? Because it sounds stupid to me. Also, can that be considered immortality? Is it, because it sounds like I'm Achilles. It just sounds like I am Achilles and the snail is my heel. Because I guess, yeah, he was technically immortal, but to be immortal means you just, nothing can kill you. So I would say that that's conditional immortality. You're a conditional mortal. It doesn't make sense. Can you tell this one's not going to go well? Partly because I'm sick and my brain just isn't functioning. And partly because that wasn't what I was going to talk about. These are just the things that are popping into my head, and I'm so sorry about that. What's the other one I said? Oh, skinwalkers? Hey, oh my god, I've never seen the image of Patrick Bateman walking through the hallway from American Psycho so many goddamn times in a row. Holy shit, dude. It's ridiculous. All with the same image. All with the same exact image. It's not a different clip of Patrick Bateman. It's always the same image. And those ones are crazy too. Why? Who's out here getting like chuckles from the Skinwalker? Are you all Seth Rogen? Everyone must be Seth Rogen. They're all high off their minds. They're just all there like, because that's how Seth Rogen sounds, and that's how. What is he playing? Donkey Kong. That's how Donkey Kong's gonna sound too. Oh my god, I don't want to hear that. But now it's in my brain. Seth Rogen's laugh coming out of Donkey Kong sounds like a nightmare. Right? That can't just be me. It sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard. Oh, my throat hurts so bad. Like it doesn't hurt to swallow anymore because of the Ricola. Ricola. That sounded so pathetically sad. It doesn't hurt as much because of the Ricola and because of the medicine I took. But I can still feel that it's like raw, you know? Which is the worst way to describe your throat. Hey, how's your throat doing, dude? Oh, it's raw. It's raw, man. Oh, dude, that's funny, actually. It's raw. Oh, tell me why that's going to be the title. It's raw. Anyways, what was I saying? Turbo, Snail, American Psycho, Patrick Bateman. Was it gonna be something about American Psycho? Same clip every time. Can you hear my train of thought derail? It's derailing hard. This is probably gonna cap at like 30 minutes. It's not making it to 50. Let me look at my notes. Where my brain is, apparently. Oh. Hey, y'all. Obviously, I'm not a hydraulic press video channel, but I'm sure you've seen hydraulic press video channels. What a segue. Oh, my throat is raw. But what was the joke before my throat is raw? Anyways, continuing, because I still can't remember. Am I the only one who's irked by how many times they break expensive things? Like, so many expensive things are broken on those channels, and I'm just kind of there like, hey, that's expensive. Duh. I said that already. Because I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, you guys are crushing like Skittles or like M&Ms, or maybe here's like a portion of a log or like a cake or something, right? Or it's like here's some notebooks, some CDs, but then you'll see them pop up something real expensive. And you're just like, hey, can you guys salvage that? Like, you'll see them go and like crush like an iPhone 13 or like a PS5 or like an Xbox Series X or something. And you're like, we're having such intense shortages with finding the materials to make things like that, and you got your hands on it just to put it in a hydraulic press and like smash it, or like one of those stupid water splicer things, like the water cutters, the high pressure water cutters. It's so dumb to me. I'm like, can you guys like take every important component out of that and then do what you want to do with it? Because then I'd feel better. You know why I'd feel better? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because then I know you haven't destroyed something important and hard to come across. Duh. Like, it's crazy to me to just see people be like, I can dish out $600 today 7 times and just, I don't know, crush some things. Like, no. Stop that. Don't. There are so many people out there that I'm sure would love to get their hands on those things. And I'm sure there are people out there who are like, I could give 2 shits. And honestly, whatever, dude. It's not my stuff. It's your stuff. It's your money. You're clearly making it back through your views. Who cares? But just, I don't know, salvage some of the hard to come by tech within there, like the circuit boards and whatnot. Like, if you want to leave the fan in, whatever. You want to leave the disk drive in, okay. But like, get like some of the circuits out of there, dude. Those are expensive. Duh. Those are expensive, duh. If that's not the sentence of the day. Ooh, here's one. Here's one from my notes. Hey guys, you own things. Like I mentioned in the last little portion there. You own things. I own things. Don't touch my things if they're not your things, and I won't touch your things because they're not my things. Guys, there's no rhyme or reason anyone should touch something that isn't theirs, okay? No reason whatsoever. And this is being spoken upon because of an incident that occurred here on campus. Someone removed someone's clothing from the washing machine because I guess there was no others available, so they took someone else's stuff out to put their stuff in and like wash it. Hey guys, it's one thing if you do that like in your home with your family, right? Like, I would do that in my home with my family. I'd be like, okay, I'm taking your stuff out and I'm going to put my stuff in, but I've tossed your stuff in the dryer because you're my mother or something. But don't do that. Don't do that to a random stranger you don't know, okay? One, that's so uncomfortable. I don't want you touching my stuff. Why? Because most of the time if I wash my laundry, it's like underwear and like t-shirts and things I don't want another human being to touch because they're not me. Second of all, you wouldn't like it if someone did it to you, okay? Like, and there doesn't need to be some other circumstance like, oh man, wow, they were rude to someone, or oh boy, I can't believe they left it in there for 10 extra minutes. Hey, shit happens, guys. Not everyone can re-emerge in the 30 minutes, okay? Even if they have a timer, they'll be like, okay, I know it's done, but I can't get to it right now. Like, I know right now, I've got things in the dryer. I went and popped some things in the dryer downstairs today, Sunday. Not when this came out on Monday, but today on Sunday. I popped some things in the dryer. And I had popped them in the wash before I went to Walmart to go get my cough medicine? To go get my just cold medicine and cough drops. And if I had come back and someone had taken it out, and they would have been like, oh, well, you left it in there. It's like, yeah, because I wasn't here. I wasn't here to take it out. I knew I had to go do a thing, but I also knew convenience-wise that the best option for me would have been to pop them in, let them wash, because then I can just put them in the dryer when I came back. Like, I put the dryer sheets in my back pocket specifically so that when I came back, I could be like, all right, let me just put these in the dryer and everything's fine. But if somebody had taken them out, I'd be upset, dude. And then they'd be like, well, you left it in there, like your cycle had done. And I would just point at the other 2 vacant washing machines and just be like, hey, maybe don't. Yes. Dude, my throat's so raw, dude. I can feel my body starting to do that thing again where it's like, hey, we can feel that your throat doesn't like this. Can we stop? Almost, throat. Almost. But yeah, guys, just don't touch other people's things. It's not cool. Especially if they're not there. Like, hey, if it's someone you know and you ask them, you're like, hey, I know your stuff's in this machine. Do you mind if I put my stuff to wash? And they're like, yeah, cool, whatever. They even offer to, like, put it in the dryer with some of your dryer sheets or whatnot. That's cool. That's fine. That's kind because you asked. You were like, hey, can I do this thing? But if you just do it and then you want to be all iffy about it because you're like, well, they left their stuff in there. Like, it was all, like, this was something I overheard. They were like, yeah, it was all dry. Hey, have you used the machines? Unless I'm putting 50 items inside of there, the machine spins everything so hard that it sticks to the sidewall. It's still wet, but it's stuck to the sidewall. That's not dry, dude. That's it being stuck. That's the machine doing its job so intensely that that's the outcome. Like, oh my gosh. It irked me so much when I was hearing about this. I was like, guys, it's not your stuff. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Please. Leave it alone. Leave Brittany alone. Sorry. No one needed to be reminded of that video. Which is from what? 2006? That's a wonderful question. A question that no one asked. When is the Leave Brittany Alone video from? And there's going to be someone out here who's like, what is this man talking about? Leave Brittany Alone video? I found it. Who made this? Chris Crocker. That's a man? That's the worst thing I could say. I thought it was a lady this whole time. I literally have never watched it. It's 4 minutes and 18 seconds. I just knew the Leave Brittany Alone part. 2007. Oh my gosh. It's 14 years old. Wait, now I've got to play a little bit of this.
Do we really want to see a 25-year-old woman leave behind 2 children and die? Have we learned nothing from Anna Nicole Smith? I know it's hard to see Britney Spears as a human being, but trust me, she is. She's a person. She's like you or I. And I don't know about you, but I know that I would be pretty shaken up right now. Whatever the case of her, whatever the cause of her performance was, I don't care. All I care about is Britney's well-being. And Britney, all I want is for you to get well. That's all I want. And what really bothers me is to think of those people out there.
That's interesting. Oh, what happened here? Where was this transition? Oh no, crying.
And how fucking dare anyone out there make fun of Britney after all she's been through?
Oh no. Okay. So like, I knew this back half, but I never saw the first half, which is very interesting to me because it's almost the exact same sentiment of everything that was occurring recently with the Free Britney stuff that was going about, which almost makes me feel bad because I just knew this as a meme. Just to leave Britney alone. But to see that it was for all of the same reasons, essentially, like mental health and all that, like that's what they were talking about. It's just that they, kind of broke down in the midst of their statement. That I feel like people turned it into such a joke. I didn't know that. That's so weird. Chris Crocker, who are you? Are you someone I'm supposed to care about? I don't think so. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, what a weird time that was. 2007. There's no way I heard about that in 2007. I would have been 6 for like 2 months, and then it would have been 2008. Oh, what a weird time in history. Yeah, no, there's not much else that my brain can conjure up right now, and not much else that my throat is going to willingly let me get away with, because it feels like death. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this early. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the What a Thought podcast. I'm sorry it was so short. I'm sorry there wasn't a lot of topics. I'm sorry it was very much all over the place. I'm gonna write down Turbo. Maybe I'll talk about Turbo next week. No one asked for that. What I do ask, though, is that you guys leave me comments or DM me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Tell me what things you do want to hear me talk about. A lot of these topics have been things I've encountered during the week, things that I've been like, yeah, I'll talk about this as it comes up to me. But I want to talk about the things you guys want to hear me commentate on, because I think those are funnier moments, When I talked about the Furbies and the worms on a string, in like episode 2 or 3, whatever that was, like multiple weeks ago now, which is crazy to think about. I thought that was hilarious. But there's been nothing similar to it since, so I can just keep hoping. But yeah, thank you guys again for listening. Check out everything else I do. The gaming YouTube and my Twitch are down in the description. They're all in the Linktree link down there, as well as my social medias. I think that's it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to the What a Thought podcast. I've been Matthew. I'll see you all next week, unless you check out something else, in which case then this ending will say I'll see you tomorrow or something. But yeah, thanks guys again. See ya.